Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price. 2-minute drill on this Monday. Let's just start with what the thing everybody wants to talk about. That's Hendon Hooker and the health of Hendon Hooker. Josh Heupel meets with the media, says he doesn't believe it to be a long-term thing. That was your question. Nice phrasing, by the way. Kind of painted him into a corner. He says so many things about injuries. Sure. Some have proven to be true, some have not. This one, after doing some digging, Brent, I actually believe is true. I don't believe this is a season-ending deal. Don't believe that this is any kind of surgery or ligament type thing. I think this is more of, he probably won't play this week, maybe could in an emergency basis, but has a pretty good shot or a better than normal shot of being back for the game against Kentucky in the first week of November.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing him this week makes no sense because he's not going to be 100%. Why put it out there and increase any kind of risk potential for injury? Because his legs are such a part of his game. So I would say don't play him this week. Now, that's my opinion. But I'm with you in talking to people. I think the MRI results revealed more positive news than maybe some outside people thought going in. It's to my understanding he's got a little more range of motion, a little more flexibility with things. So, I mean, it looks like long term he's not going to be out, that he's going to be back at some point this season. We'll see how he recovers over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Cade Mays, I would call him questionable to doubtful for this game. I mean, same ankle as last season. It's a high ankle sprain. Was one that, those are hard to get past. Much like Hooker, why would you play him in this game? When you can get healthy with the bye week behind it and get ready for a big game against Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're not throwing in the towel in this game, but you got to be smart about your football team. You're at the end of a very long grind, and a lot of snaps are piling up on a lot of people. A lot of guys are banged up. This team plays hard. They're going to play hard on Saturday in a tough matchup. But are you going to put a guy at risk? How much is the benefit of putting a guy at risk if he's not 100%? Those are all things that the training staff and everybody will evaluate as the week goes along. But it's hard to see this team being a very healthy football team heading into Alabama. When you look at the injuries they have, and again the snaps that are piling up on guys.
I love Coach Heupel's response to any of the officiating questions. You guys know my stance. No, we don't, but we just assume that you thought it was a fumble, much like I assume that you think that the play at the end of the game was the dumbest football play you've ever seen. So clearly doesn't want to get into the tit for tat, but made it clear, it seemed like and Matthew Butler talked about it, it seemed like a Statue of Liberty or some type of trick play that Tennessee just kind of blew up from the onset, and Ole Miss had no answer for it and lucked out in.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I put this in my review piece. It's interesting. Forward progress is stopped on that play, but then on the safety, forward progress is not stopped. They had to evaluate that was intentional grounding for it to be a safety and not an incomplete pass. That's the part that drives fans crazy, and the part that there's no clear explanation from the league office on officiating things. Like, their explanation on that fumble was, well, forward progress stopped. Well, that's what you said, but did it really? Look, every coach in the country, every coach in this conference, every Sunday night, Monday, sends in a list of plays to the league office that they've got issues with. And that's what Josh Heupel did. And no coach is going to get into a dissection of what they sent, how they sent it, and what response they get. Because, the league wants that all done, in privacy, and that's the way it's going to be.
They throw it in the trash and go, yeah, we watched it. Yeah, we messed up. Sorry about that. Sorry, Hubbs.
Did you mess up?
No. Never. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the 2-minute drill.